All right, now we're going to look at creating your teacher website with Google Sites. If you already have experience with Google Sites, you might be able to fast forward through some of this. If you do not, then I'll try to give you enough information without it being too much. Google Sites are just documents that will live in your Google Drive that are published online. And when you're ready to create yours, let me know. I will share mine with you and you can create a copy. When I share this with you, it will show up in your Google Drive and it will show up under your shared with me folder, this one here. And you will, once it's in here, you'll see my copy, like one of these. You'll need to right click it and make a copy of your own. And then we will be editing that one. When you make a copy, you'll see a dialog box that says creating copy down here in the corner. And if your drive is really full, you can now, once it's created, click on this show file location and it will take you directly to the copy you just made to work on. Make sure you're working on your copy, not on mine. When you create your copy, it should be in your Google Drive, and yours will look like this. It will look like a little purple icon. Hang on, let me scroll down here. It'll look like this. Copy of teacher name at AAST. This is the icon for Google Sites. You'll open that guy up and we will edit this one. So I'm going to open my template again. Websites. I'm going to explain websites for a minute, so those of you who know how this works might be able to fast forward a little bit. Websites work very similarly to Google Slides. In other words, there are pages, separate pages, and we can link things from inside of the site, obviously, to other places. So the first thing you're going to do is go over here on the right-hand side and under Pages. I've already created these pages for you. You're going to click on the three-dot menu and go to Properties and change the name of these to your classes. If you want to leave them as your blocks, that's fine. You can put the block numbers, block 1, 2, 4, whatever you have on your schedule. Or you can name them the content, whichever works best for the way you think about it. This can be your English 3 honors, English 3 CP, but change that to whatever you want it to say. The names will change right here. The next thing we're going to do is come into our site and change teacher name to your name. It can be your first name, last name, or your like Mr. or Ms., whichever you're happy with. Change your teacher name here and change your teacher name here. Excuse me. Here in headers, once you changed all your names and changed your page names, you can do a little playing with this front page. If you want to change the image on this front page, in the header, you select an image. You can choose something from your gallery, which these are sort of little preset guys, or from your own Google Drive if you have images that you want to use, or use your, let me go back here, search and search something from Google. So you can pick something here, trees, I don't know, and choose an image to go in here as your background. It will automatically do this adjusting for readability to kind of gray this out so that you can see the text. Your little sparkle over here does that. See? And yeah, so you can choose something to go there. These are links to each of your classes. we're gonna make these go link to suit you, but there's 3, one for each class, and then one for your social emotional learning. This will be what we use for advisory. I'm gonna go to the preview, which is up here. Yours may not be active yet because you may have to publish your page. I'm gonna click on preview and show you this not in the edit view, but in the live mode. This is what this would look like to an end user or a parent, right? Who's looking at your website. So this is shows you what it looks like. Now there's 3 options. Looking at it the way it would look on a computer. This is what it would look like on a tablet. And this is what it would look like on a phone. And it's kind of good to check this to make sure that your layout kind of works in all three formats, because you never know what your students at home will be looking at. But you can see that when you click on this yellow box, and it will go to a page that Ms. Ford and I will maintain, and sometimes you will have a chance to put things on. But this is where your lesson plans will be for advisory, and for your social emotional learning lessons will be on here. So you don't need to mess with that one at all. And you'll notice when I close that preview, it goes back to edit mode, and we're going to edit these boxes. You're going to, if you click once, it's going to select both the image and the text box. I'm going to click once again, and now I've clicked just the image. Everything in a website can be made clickable, whether it's a text or an image. So we are going to make it so that the end user can click on this text or on this image to go to my first class. So let's say that I turn this one into, I made this AP capstone. And when I click on my box, see the box is highlighted, and I click insert link, I can choose the place in this website that I want. Let me delete this so you can see the place in this website that I want it to link to. So I get a choice of these pages over here. Well, obviously this is going to be my capstone class, so I want it to link to the capstone page. Apply. Now this whole box is clickable. To make text a link, just like we did in Planbook, you highlight it, you click the insert link. This would be empty, right? Because you're doing it for the first time. And you click on your AP capstone, apply. Now these both are clickable. I'm going to go back to preview and show you that. You can't click it until you're in preview. So now you'll see that if I hover over this, it becomes the finger pointer. That means it's a clickable link. And if I hover over this last one, oh, I didn't leave any. Oh, here we go. So this one is not a link, right? So when I hover, it's not the pointer cursor, so I can't click it. But if I click on this one, it takes me to my block 1 page. And as you can see, my block 1, I've color coded it so that the header is the same color as the agenda. That keeps everything nice and organized. All right. So you want to set up each one of your home pages, or your homepage blocks, with making this a clickable link and making your text a clickable link. You can change these to the name of your class. If you want to call them block 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 4, whatever you have, or if you want to call it your content, I think it's smarter to call it your content, because remember your audience is parents, okay? You can also change these not to a color if you want. If you want to put an image in here, feel free. If you want to put in, something sciencey or whatever, then in that Google search, then choose something else to put in there. But let's make sure we have an image and a clickable link. On this main page, I've given you a text box down here. You can put links to any pertinent information. You can type in all your contact information if you use Remind 101, or if you use a Google voice number or whatever that you want to put on this page. Feel free to go ahead and put all that in here. And if you want to link it places, go ahead. If you want to link to other websites that all your students might use, this would be resources from your main page. Once we have these set up, we're now going to go in and edit each individual one. You'll notice that when I change the name of this page over here, it automatically changes up here. These links you don't have to create. They are part of what's called your navigation bar. You can see that kind of bar shadow shows up when I hover over it, and I can click on that AP Capstone page to go to it to edit. Once I am here, if red is not your color for your first block class, change image, select image, and you can use a picture if you want to, and if you're not color coding and that's all that jazz, then you can do that. But maybe it's maybe this is an English class and you want it red, but you want books. Watch this. Books. Search. So here's books. But if I click red, it'll find me pictures of books that use the color red. And I can pick it, or I can, let's see, that one's got a red background. So select. Now I've got something that looks like books or paper, and I've got a red red image in the background. You'll notice that this grayed it out for readability purposes. If you don't like how that looks, you can undo it and it will go back to its original color, which makes this a little harder to read. But if I want, then I can just scooch this over and redesign my page a little bit to maybe put this on this this other background over here. And this part is, you know, this you can have a little bit of fun if you want to make this look the way you want. I'm not going to spend any time on it now. So anyway, there's that guy. Oh, there we go. So down here, you're going to take out my agenda. All right. So you're going to click on it and delete it. You're also going to take out my calendar. Click on it, delete it. Now we're going to insert, so go to your insert menu, your calendars and your agendas. So remember that you have them bookmarked up here, right? Or you can go to them through your Google Drive, which is the way I like to do it. So let's put in that first agenda. So I click on Google Drive. And here in my drive, it might be that because you did your agendas just a few minutes ago, they may show up here immediately, or you might want to scooch over here using this arrow button to go to recent. And you should see your agenda slide decks. And this is where it becomes really, really important to have color coded them, because now I know exactly visually which one goes where, right? So I click on it and say insert. It pops in. I stretch it out to whatever size I want it to be. I kind of like it like that. And that's done. Now, remember, any changes you make on this slide in its original form new changes will show up over here. When I refresh the page, you won't have to come into your site and update it because it will update automatically from your slide. So if I refresh this, you should see the changes on that slide. Here we go. Right, new changes. So after we do this part today, you just only have to update the slide deck. Now we're going to add in our calendar. So our calendar comes from Google Classroom. We can open a new tab, and you can go to your Google Calendar a number of ways. If you have this defaulted here, you can go here and go to Calendar. If you have your apps over here, you can click this guy if you have your calendar bookmarked here. You can also go from a Google Classroom. If you're in here in Google Classroom, on the classwork page, you can go to Google Calendar from inside the classwork page as well. So open your Google Calendar, and this is the full calendar. One of the difficult things you might find here is that if you don't use your Google Calendar a lot, then you may find that you have lots and lots and lots of Google Calendars from all of your past classrooms over here, because every Google Classroom generates a calendar. So you can go in here and clean some of these up if you want. You can, for example, uncheck the box, which will make the items disappear from over here. So if I uncheck a box that has things listed, then they will go away. That's my personal calendar, so those will hide if I uncheck them. And if they're calendars I don't keep this birthday calendar, I'm gonna use my three-dot menu and say hide from list. So if you want to go through here and get rid of some, hide them from the list and you don't have to see them anymore. You might find a difficulty if you have multiple Google Classrooms named the exact same thing. If that's the case, pause this video right now, go back to Google Classroom, and in the ones for this year, add the year in the course title, right? So on your settings, you can come in here and add your class name and put 2020, 2021 in this, and that will update on your calendar and you'll be able to find the correct calendar, right? So once you found the correct calendars, you're going to click on this three-dot menu, go to settings and sharing, and we're going to scroll down to access permissions. You need to check this box that says make available to public. This is almost true right now. The public, meaning anybody who comes to your website, parents, people who are not logged in as Horry County Schools, they will see that there are things on your calendar, but they won't see all the details just yet. Eventually, if I get them to flip that switch, you will be able to drop this down and say, see all event details, and then the public will be able to see the full assignment from Google Classroom. It's coming, just hang in there. Go ahead and check this box. Scroll down to integrate calendars. We're going to select this public URL. One click should select all of it. Right click, copy, and we go back to our web page. This one, rather than coming from Google Drive, we're going to embed it in the website with a link. We're going to paste that link. Control V will paste right into this URL box, and we're going to get a little preview. Oops, I clicked off of it by accident. Let me go get that link again. Public for this calendar. Copy. There it goes. It's pulling it in. Insert. So now you'll see the class title, and it should be hopefully your 2021 classes. Resize. And we're going to change one setting. So up here, if you hover up here, you should get this other settings, and change agenda to month. Done. That's it. Your calendar is on here. All right. I'm going to hop over here to this block 2 to show you some suggestions for other things you might put on this page. You don't have to, but maybe you want to put a course syllabus, links to standards, scope and sequence, whatever you want to put here that has to do with this course. I would recommend the syllabus and the standards probably minimally. And remember, you just select text, say link, go to wherever your standards are on the internet, copy the link, and paste it into this link box to make that standards link active. Okay, so you'll need to go in and update your block 2 and your block 3 the way we just did by replacing my agenda with your agenda, and by replacing my Google Calendar with your Google Calendar for your other 2 classes. And remember that I know this is a lot of work right now, but once this is done, you don't have to update this again. It will update automatically from Google Classroom and from your slide decks, okay? Let me show you how you can put a syllabus in here. You might want your syllabus in here, like maybe not as a link, but as an actual document. You can create anything you want in Google Drive and share it to this page. So syllabus, and I'm gonna insert my actual document. I can resize this as big or small as I want. Oops, sorry about that. Pop up. And I'm going to preview it so you can see what it looks like. Once my stuff is in here, and when I come down here, you'll see now that my syllabus is actually a scrollable document right inside my website. So you could put a document in here that you just keep adding stuff to, the way Kelly does for us, like a running document of things. If you have announcements and stuff, you want to, I don't know what you might want to keep running in there, but if you'd rather not update the website all the time, you can update a document that will automatically update on your website, or just post materials here for parents and students. Heading back into the edit mode of our website, get everything changed. Remember again that you have your preview up here. Now we need to do this part, settings. There are a few tools in here. Oops, wrong one. Sorry, not that one. Yes, publish settings. Nope, sorry, that's wrong. Where the heck is my... Share. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's under share. So we're going to go to our share guy. And again, we need to change this link so that it is published to the public. So published site is not Horry County Schools, but public, and done. And then we're going to actually publish the site. So once again, share with others, change your links to published sites is public, and done. Now we're going to actually publish the site. So as I've made all these changes, none of them are viewable to the end user until I publish it. So publish makes public. Click publish. If this is the first time you're creating it, it's going to pop up and say, this is going to be your site name. You can change that if you want. You can adjust it. It can't have any spaces, and it cannot have any dots or slashes in it. So you can just change it to, like, teacher pen, or, teacher pen Koi Pride. I don't care, but just decide what you want it to be, or choose the default is also fine. In subsequent publishes, it will show you this screen. You'll see the draft, which is the new changes you've made. You'll see my new picture is in here. This is what is currently published, so I know I've made changes. It'll list the changes that are happening, what pages got updates. I click publish, and then it is live to the world. And if you want to see what's live to the world, then you can get your link. Your published link is under this, and it's always going to be the same now. And we copy that link. Go to a new tab, paste in your link, and you can see your finished website. Your website will always look like this, whatever you have published, and you can send that link to anybody that you want. The only thing that you will see differently than other people is this little icon right here, which means you're logged in as the owner of this website, and if you click this, it'll let you go back in to edit. Other people won't see that. So this is your website. This is what you're going to turn into me in Google Classroom, and what we're eventually going to link on our school homepage. You can go ahead and give me this link even if you're not done yet with your website, because the link doesn't change even as you make updates to the site. So we're going to copy this link, and we are going to go to our teacher webpage in our teacher Google Classroom. I'm going to open a new tab, and you'll see that I have bookmarked this here. So I'm going to go here, and you're going to turn this into me as your product for our staff development. Here's our professional development page, and your individual professional development product. So on here, not edit, sorry, view assignment. Yours is going to look like a student because you're a student in the class. And so you are going to see a turn in button up here in the upper right hand corner, and an add button. You're going to click add, choose link, and paste in the link to your website. And then in the private comments, you're going to write me a little note. You're going to say, I worked on this. If you came in before August 27th and worked on it, then into school for extra comp, then you can put that in there so that we'll know that that's what you're getting paid for. If you are doing it after August 27th during professional development time, you can make a little note of that and just say that, I got this done with Mindy or whatever on this day. And if there's stuff you need help with, you can write that in those comments too. And I'll get back to you. So make sure you turn in that link here. This is what it will look like on my side. I've got my link to your site. Okay. My only last little thing is that you might want to add your site to your bookmarks bar, so that once you have done everything you have, if you want to go to your places you usually go, open them up, bookmark them here, bookmark your Google Classrooms, your slide agendas, and your website. and you have everything that you need to do on a daily basis for your workflow in your classrooms. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I know this was a long one, and this one is the hardest one. Feel free to get in touch with me if you need help with this in any way. You can always send me your link, and I can help you. I can help collaborate with you on it as well. Here we go. You got this.